Does matcha give you energy? The people that drink it certainly think so. In this video, we're going to be talking about the health benefits of matcha and why it can be a good source of energy. There are many components within matcha that make it good for boosting your energy levels throughout the day. Before we get started, it would really mean a lot to us if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for future tea videos. We have hundreds of videos on all sorts of topics related to Japanese green tea, but for this episode, we're going to focus on matcha specifically. If you would prefer to read about matcha, we have many different blog articles on our website, neoteas.com. We'll put the link in the bio. Without any further ado, let's get started. So does matcha give you energy? Matcha does give you energy, and we're going to figure out why that is. First, we're going to talk a little bit about what matcha is, how it's made, and what it tastes like. Then we're going to dive right into the discussion and talk about the health benefits of matcha and why it is a good source of energy. What is matcha? Matcha is essentially a powdered green tea, but it has to be made from special leaves. High quality, ceremonial grade matcha has this natural, smooth, and sweet flavor, and this is perfected through the long and careful production process. Let's take a brief look at the production process of matcha and see all the different steps that go into it. Some of these steps will be important when it comes to answering the question of whether or not matcha tea gives you energy. Even before the tea is produced, it has to be grown. The tea plants used to make the matcha are covered in a type of netting for 3 weeks before the harvest in order to block out the sunlight. When the tea plant is exposed to sunlight, it begins to convert the sweet and savory theanine into more bitter catechins. Catechins can act as protection against UV light, but they can also produce a bitter flavor in the tea, so they must be removed. After the shading process, the top 3 leaves of the tea plant are selected and gathered up to be processed. These leaves are not only the highest in nutrients, but also the smoothest and sweetest in flavor. The leaves are then steamed, rolled, and dried, just like any other type of Japanese green tea. What makes matcha unique is that the stems are actually removed during the production process. If these stems were to be ground up, it would negatively impact the flavor, so they have to be taken out. This also raises the caffeine content of the tea and helps to answer the question, does matcha tea give you energy? Finally, the leaves and stems are removed to produce tencha, and then they're ground into a fine powder in a large stone mill. It takes this mill 1 hour just to grind 50 grams of precious matcha powder. The tea powder is now ready to be packaged and sold. So let's get into the question of why does matcha tea give you energy? Here we look at a few different aspects of the tea that make it unique and why it can give you more energy compared to other types of Japanese green tea. First, it contains a high level of caffeine. Due to the shading process, the selection of leaves, and the removal of stems, matcha tea has an incredibly high caffeine content. The caffeine content of matcha can be even higher than that of coffee, as long as you use 4 grams of powder for a large cup of tea. Caffeine can block the adenosine receptors and make you feel less tired throughout the day. The answer to the question, why does matcha give you energy, is a bit more complicated than because caffeine. So let's take a look at what else is going on. All the health benefits of matcha are magnified because you're consuming the entire leaf. With a regular green tea, you are just drinking the water-soluble components of the leaf and not the leaf itself. With matcha, you are grinding up the entire leaf and drinking it. You are essentially eating the tea leaf itself and all the nutrients inside of it. This leads to a significantly higher consumption of the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients of the green tea, speeding up your body's metabolism. Green tea has been shown to increase the body's metabolism even during moderate exercise. During a study, one group was given a cup of green tea before a walk and the other group was not. The green tea group was shown to burn more calories and lose more weight over time, even with just 1 cup of tea. Next, we have the antioxidants. Matcha also contains antioxidants which can help you fight against free radical damage. By protecting your body from damage and keeping yourself younger, you can improve your energy levels over time. Next, matcha contains powerful amino acids. The amino acid L-theanine can be your best friend when it comes to maintaining your energy levels throughout the day. Rather than burning up all the caffeine at once, L-theanine helps you slow the absorption of caffeine, so you get a more relaxed, calm, alert energy throughout the day. This is why tea drinkers report having less jitters and less of a crash compared to when they drink coffee. What does matcha look and taste like? High-quality matcha should be a deep jade green color, but it can be anywhere from yellowish to dark green. The flavor of a matcha tea should be heavy on these steamed vegetable notes, but it should have a natural sweetness and a smooth, milky finish. Some people even describe matcha as having this seaweedy flavor, which is possibly because of the high amounts of theanine and polyphenols. What are the benefits of drinking matcha powder? There are 2 questions when it comes to matcha. Does matcha give you energy, and does matcha give you health benefits? We've done our best to answer the first question, now let's dive into the second one. Matcha helps to fight fatigue. When you feel tired, it's likely because there is a buildup of adenosine that signals to your brain that it's time to sleep. When you consume caffeine, it blocks the adenosine receptors so you don't feel as tired or fatigued. There is no substitute for a good night's sleep, but if you're looking for a short-term boost in energy for a particular job, matcha can be a good solution. Next, matcha can boost immunity. The polyphenols and catechins in the matcha also have their own health benefits, particularly during cold and flu season. This can help to strengthen your immune system so you don't succumb to the usual seasonal illnesses. Next, matcha can help relieve stress. The L-theanine in matcha can also stimulate alpha brainwave activity, which are the same brainwaves stimulated during meditation. This is when your brain is its most relaxed and creative, which is great when it comes to relieving stress. Matcha can help improve concentration and cognitive abilities. In Japan, matcha was originally used by the monks to help improve their concentration during long periods of meditation. It's no wonder that now people are still using it for increased focus during long periods of work and study. Matcha can help you lose weight. As we mentioned before, matcha and other green teas may also help you lose weight. Green tea can increase metabolism and fat burning during moderate exercise. This makes it a good part of a serious weight loss regimen. How can you use matcha as an energy booster? First, we have the morning classic matcha. This is the best way to enjoy matcha. Just get some matcha powder, pour in some water, and froth it up with your bamboo whisk or chasen. If you're using a high quality matcha, it should be smooth enough to drink plain. You may want to try a few different types of matcha before you find the one you like most. Next, you can add matcha to a smoothie. Another way to enjoy matcha is to just add it to a smoothie. When you're adding matcha alongside a bunch of other ingredients, the quality doesn't need to be top-notch, so you can save a little bit of money here. You can go for the basic latte grade matcha and just add a scoop or two to your favorite fruit shake. Next, we have the refreshing matcha latte. Of course, a good way to enjoy matcha is also in a matcha latte. This is made by mixing matcha with a sweetener and a plant-based milk like oat milk or soy milk. If you're interested in trying out some matcha latte recipes, you can find some elsewhere on the blog. How does matcha energy compare to the energy in coffee and other energy drinks? Because matcha is simply just ground up leaves, it's a much healthier alternative to sugary energy drinks. Not only are these drinks high in caffeine, they also contain a lot of other chemicals that are not fully understood. Get back to the basics and let matcha be your energy drink. Is matcha better than coffee? Matcha can contain as much caffeine as coffee, but you won't notice the effects as much because of the L-theanine. Matcha will give you less jitters and less of a crash later on in the day. Try switching out your morning cup of coffee for a cup of matcha and see how you feel. What is the best time of day to drink matcha? Because matcha is a high caffeine tea, it's best to drink it in the morning time. Even if you drink it later on in the afternoon, it still may keep you up at night. Matcha is very good, but it's not worth losing a night of sleep over. Just stick to the safe side and drink matcha tea in the morning and lower caffeine teas in the afternoon. Where can you buy matcha? If you're interested in checking out matcha tea, you can browse our selection at neoteas.com. After traveling around Japan for the past few years, we've met with dozens of farmers and sampled about 100 different kinds of matcha tea. We've compiled a list of our favorite organically grown matchas into a selection of 21 called the Matcha Sampler. You can try all the matchas at once on our website, or you can shop matcha tea individually. We hope you have found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until then, we'll see you next time.